2025 European Car of the Year. Around 50% of these are EV, or most of them actually can be bought as an EV. Which is the car that should win European Car of the Year? Well, I'm going to tell you what I think, and I'm going to tell you what everyone's saying. People actually have responded. There's actually a poll here responding to which car they think should win the European Car of the Year. It's quite an interesting choice. It is an EV. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Which one do you think should win? Let's go through them all and let's pick an actual winner. I've already picked a winner. I want to know if you guys agree, if you agree with my choice. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Now, just to make it clear, I probably wouldn't actually purchase any of these with my own money. They're not bad. I just don't think they're as good as the car that I have, and the value isn't as good either. I mean, to be honest, the Xpeng G6, for the price that it is, I'm happy with it. It's great. Videos are coming to the channel, by the way. So the first car on the list here is the new Alfa Romeo Junior. Now, the Junior was called something entirely different. It was a different name, and then Alfa Romeo, I think, was sued or something. They weren't allowed to use the name they're going to use, so they had to call it the Junior. I don't think they had to. I hate the name Junior. What car have you got? Oh, it's a Junior. What? Yeah, anyway. It is an EV. In fact, it's Alfa Romeo's first EV. So good that they bought it out of an EV. Now, it's a little bit underwhelming. It only has, the base model has 134 horsepower. It's like 100 kilowatt. There is a hybrid version coming apparently, but anyway, right now there's only 2 electric versions. The cheapest model actually comes with an upgraded version of the Jeep Avenger motor. So it's the same motor, but it's upgraded to 154 horsepower from 134. That's 115 kilowatt. And it's going to be a relatively heavyish car. You know, you're looking at about 1900 kilograms. I think it's a bit underpowered. Anyway, there is a more expensive version. The flagship comes with 207 kilowatt, which is around 280 horsepower. The Alfa Romeo Junior looks all right. Stellantis vehicles, I personally think they're okay, but not class leading. All right, next car here on the list is the Citroen C3 or the EC3. So looking at the electric version, there is a petrol version with a incredibly tiny 1.2 litre engine, but there is an electric version as well. The fully electric C3 has an anemic 83 kilowatt, which is about 110 horsepower motor. It does 0 to 100 in 11 seconds. I like the look of this car, but I think it's not small, and getting such an incredibly underpowered motor for the EV means it's sort of possibly dead on arrival. I think it's just too slow. 11 seconds, 0 to 100. That's like 10 years ago. Come on. Next car was the Cupra Terramar. Now, apparently, this comes in internal combustion, mild hybrid, and plug-in hybrid powertrains. This car does nothing for me. I don't see how this car is any different from cars from 5 years ago. Honestly, it's not. It's no different to older Cupra cars. If you've got an older Cupra car, don't feel the need to upgrade to that. There's just there's no significant improvements, in my opinion. The Dacia Duster is in the list. The Dacia Duster is Renault's. It's their budget brand. And yeah, they are cheap and cheerful, so a lot of people like them for that reason. It has a 103 kilowatt internal combustion engine. There is no EV version of this model yet, so this is one of the only cars in the list that is ICE only. Next was the Hyundai Insta, or the Hyundai Insta. The Hyundai Insta it's a pretty cool car. It's going to come to Australia, I think, priced at approximately 35,000 Australian dollars. That's around 24,000 US dollars. And this is going to be a stretched version of the Asian market Casper. It actually comes with a base model motor with 95 horsepower, or that's 71 kilowatt, but it's a small car, remember? And there's also a different motor which has 84.5 kilowatt, which is 113 horsepower. Battery pack sizes, 2 different battery pack sizes. I believe one is a 50 kilowatt hour battery and the other one's a 40 kilowatt hour battery. Range is 186 miles for the cheapest version. That's 300 kilometers. The bigger battery pack gets 221 miles of range, which is 355 kilometers. This is very much a city car, a city EV. I like it. It's not big. It's 3.8 meters long. That's 150.6 inches. But, I mean, we don't need massive cars. So this would be really good for some people. And that's why I think it's good that Hyundai are bringing this to market. Next is the Kia EV3. The EV3, you've got to admit, is a nice looking car. The designers have done a really good job. It's certainly not amazing looking. It's subtle though and stylish, and I'm a fan. I believe there will be a lithium iron phosphate battery option for this car. And apparently, one thing it will miss out on is an 800 volt platform. It'll come with a cheaper 400 volt platform. I think some of these will be built in China for markets that are not the United States, other markets like Europe. Now, the longest range version of this car has a massive 373 miles of range. That is 600 kilometers of WLTP range. That's a big positive. So this could be a really competitive car. They could sell a lot of these. Single motor, 201 horsepower. I believe it is rear-wheel drive, 150 kilowatt, and it will do 0 to 100 in 7.5 seconds. That's not exactly lightning fast, but that's decent enough. All right, this is probably my favorite car on the list. I don't know why, I just love the styling. It just looks funky, it looks cool. The Renault 5 or the Alpine A290. The Alpine A290 is like the performance version of this car. So, what do we know about this Renault 5 EV? Well, I did a video about the Renault 5 EV, I believe, 3 years ago. It's taken them more than 3 years to get this to market. Very slow. Anyhow, at least it's finally here. So, the Renault 5 looks really fantastic, and it comes with a few different options, right? The cheapest version has a 70 kilowatt motor, underpowered, 94 horsepower. The next motor up, the next spec, is a 90 kilowatt motor, and that has 122 horsepower. But then there is a 110 kilowatt motor with 148 horsepower. I think that's the best option, the one that probably most buyers would want. The Alpine A290 gets 217 horsepower, which is 160 kilowatt. It's not super powerful, but this is apparently meant to be a relatively lightweight electric car, approximately around 1,600 kilograms. It's clearly a hatchback, and I think the design is just fantastic. It's definitely a retro version, like a retro reincarnation of the original Renault 5. Just a much better looking car. It's one of the best looking cars I think that's ever come to the market. I think they've done a great job. Let me know in the comment section which is your favorite. But for me, it's the Renault 5. Now, in terms of technology, it's probably really the Kia EV3, considering that's more of a practical vehicle with 600 kilometers of range. But personally, I wouldn't mind if more of us got into small, more affordable, more efficient electric cars. We don't necessarily all need big SUVs. Fan vote here though is in, I should add, guys, and in first place was the Renault 5, which is the Alpine A290, that got for 39% of the vote. In second was the Alfa Romeo Junior with 15% of the vote. In third was the Dacia Duster with 14%. Fourth, the Kia EV3 also with 4%, so they're pretty much equal. The Dacia Duster and the Kia EV3 equal third, I should say. Next was the Cupra Terramar with 8%, followed by the Citroen C3 EC3 with 5%, and the Hyundai Insta was last, surprisingly, with only 4%. Although here in Australia, a lot of people are really excited for the Hyundai Insta. Thanks for watching.